guy was super creepy.
Feng 25-man heroic is largely a tank fight with a little bit of movement mechanics for the raiders. To keep it simple, the tanks will have two unique gems they click, and one is a nullification barrier and one is a ability stealer, and they do a taunt rotation throughout the fight, as well as use those two gem mechanics to interact with the boss in various ways. Feng has 4 different phases that are based on the weapons he uses, and we get to choose the order at which we do these phases. So the presentation today is going to be based on what we assume to be the order, but this is subject to change. The first we're going to cover is the Arcane Staff phase. It's pretty simple for melee. You just stay in the boss, nothing there. For ranged, you stay lightly spread around the boss by yourself, and you wait for debuffs to go out on the ranged members of the raid. If you don't get a debuff, you immediately go and stack with melee until those that did get the debuffs stop AoEing around them. And so to be clear, the person who gets the debuff plants and stays out. It's fairly simple. Other than that, it's just a rotation of going in and out for ranged DPS. The next in the order is likely going to be the Lightning Fist phase. It's fairly simple for ranged DPS. You stay at range, you don't interact with the mechanic. Every so often, he'll start casting an Earthquake ability, which it's called Epicenter, and the tanks have their own responsibilities in the fight, which will interrupt or nullify the damage of that Epicenter does. And melee, you will stay under the boss and hopefully be covered by the tank's responsibilities. And if for some reason something is going to go wrong and the tanks call it out, that means that melee DPS, you have to run out to range to avoid the Epicenter damage. The next in the order will be the heroic only shield shadow phase. This one is fairly simple. He puts a shield down somewhere in the fight space, and then a bunch of shadow ads will spawn on raiders and start walking towards the shield. And any of these ads that touch the shield will heal the boss for 10%. And so all the ads have to die. And so because of this, we're going to stack the raid on his butt so that all the ads are together when they spawn, and we can AoE down the bulk of them and kill off the remaining walkers as they escape. The final of the phases is the Fire Spear phase. Every so often, a raider will be given a debuff, which means they have to drop a fire off on the side of the map. We'll have a marked spot, and this will happen a few times in a row. After a number of fires have been dropped off, the fires will then start walking towards the boss, and any fire that touches the boss will buff him his damage temporarily. The tanks have an ability to nullify the application of those buffs on the boss, but it's only every other time the fire walks into them. And so it is a off and on high stress healing situation as we zerg the boss down to finish off.